This is a breaking news alert.
Following some breaking news right now, talking about an active aggressor that has been reported at the Covenant School. Someone from the school made that first 911 call.
But it sounds like there's multiple victims down inside the school.
3 children are now confirmed dead.
My heart is just hurting right now. Thoughts and prayers for these families.
There's no words because they weren't letting the parents up there, so they were just running up the street.
We're hearing from parents who watched this immediate reaction to the scene by parents of the school who weren't getting information.
Just so many questions.
Yeah,
People wanting to know what was actually happening.
I'm actually a school shooting survivor myself. It happened years ago. I was actually in the hallway during break when the gunman opened fire, shooting one of my peers and killing them. And I hid underneath the risers in my choir class, so I know exactly what some of these kids are going through today.
You can see behind me, there's school buses here. There were several that came through just a few minutes ago. We know that children are being taken to the reunification center to meet up with parents. You can see though that a lot of parents have just come here themselves.
You could just hear parents yelling, "Where do I go and how do I get to my kid?"
We're taking a look here, a video inside of that sanctuary where the reunification efforts have been playing out for the last hour or so.
There was just a shrill, I'll never forget, just the hair-raising screams of a mother who had just received a phone call, and it got silent in that sanctuary.
This is what nightmares are made of.
I could see a mother going from bus to bus, calling for her child's name. And I know that's as a parent, that's one of the most heartbreaking things that you can hear.
Avery Myrick's mom is a pre-K teacher at the Covenant School.
She said she was hiding in the closet and that there was shooting all over and that they had potentially tried to get into her room and just that she loved us.
I want to swing over if we can and show you what's happening right now. So right now, members of the FBI, Metro Police, their SWAT team are all gathered in front of this house, 3005 Brightwood Avenue. According to public records, that is a home that is owned by the Hale family. The shooter is Audrey Hale.
This home could hold important clues in the case.
Tonight, we watched as police carried bags of evidence out of this house. What started with one flash grenade quickly repeated as police used explosives to get into the home of accused mass shooter Audrey Hale. Police say the 28-year-old who lived in this house had a manifesto and maps of the school. Tonight, detectives hauled out several brown evidence bags from inside the house. The Metro Police said that Audrey Hale had no prior criminal history and that 2 of the weapons were obtained legally.
Now, Metro Police have just released surveillance video of the moments that suspect entered the school.
Right there, you see that. The windows are blown out by gunshots, and then you will see the alleged shooter, Audrey Hale, climb through the door. You could see both the assault rifle, one in her hand, one strapped to the waist. You can see it right there.
You're about to see what happens when police run towards danger to eliminate the threat.
The kids are all locked down, but we have 2 kids that we don't know where they are.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Into my window, they're upstairs.
Hey. Give me 3. Let's get 3.
So this is the body camera video from Officer Rex Engelbert, who you see is the first to gain access to the building from staff members outside. You saw them right there. He and 4 other officers, according to Metro Police, searched through the first floor, going through classrooms and hallways, trying to get to the shooter. The turning point is when they decide to go upstairs. That's when officers hear shots being fired in a hallway to the right of them. So that's where they go. They then find Hale shooting by an atrium of the school and shoot her.
Well, you don't understand. I'm so scared. My children are in the building, ma'am. Please, Lord, make it stop. Another one, another one. Another one, another one, another one.
The sound of a grown man crying, begging for help, is enough to shake any of us. That's Ryan Anderson, a pastor at Covenant Church, on the phone with 911.
I want to get out of this school right now. I'm still hearing shots fired. Can I break the window and get out of here?
There's children up there.
In another room,
They're coming through and they're shooting everything. They come upstairs.
a substitute teacher named Rachel hides with 17 children. Imagine calling for help and hearing this.
If he comes there, you're going to have to either find a way to get out safely or fight.
A call from an old coworker told her there had been a shooting at the Covenant School, her son's school.
I was like, no, they do bad guy drills, my son calls them. So I'm like, it's just like, this is one of their drills.
So Newman called a friend who worked there.
She answered in pretty horrific screams. And that's when I realized it was real.
Newman says the hardest thing has been seeing just how much and how often the shooting is impacting their children's lives. Something that was evident at her son's birthday party in June.
Some of the boys were on the playground and I heard one of them start screaming, they have a gun, they have a gun. There's a pond in our neighborhood and someone had a fishing pole.
And her now 6-year-old asking questions like this.
How did they know to do the bad guy drills? He said, does it happen before?
It's a massive crowd, and this event started by honoring those 6 lives that were tragically lost exactly 1 week ago. I'll show you what I'm seeing over here. This is Legislative Plaza. I'm sure you can hear the chants. You can see the signs. You can just see this massive crowd. Right now, these students, they are pushing for lawmakers to ban assault weapons. They're also wanting to see risk protection orders when it comes to guns.
Of this thing is tyranny and fascism!
Well, right after all of this chaos at the state capitol, troopers kicked people out of the House chamber.
They were protesting gun control. They also protested resolutions, though, to expel 3 Democratic representatives from the House.
3 House Democrats, Justin Jones, Gloria Johnson, and Justin Pearson, are facing expulsion. House Republicans filed 3 resolutions, one to expel each representative. It says they did knowingly and intentionally bring disorder and dishonor to the House last week when they protested inside of the chambers after the deadly school shooting in Nashville. However, these Democrats said they recognized what they did was wrong, but it was for the people.
We committed no crime. We walked to the well to speak to the people who were begging us to protect them.
We are right outside of House chambers, and when lawmakers step out of here, this is the crowd that they will be met with. Take a look and take a listen. Students here, so many parents, grandparents chanting for change, and directly in front of the protesters you can see state troopers lining the hallway. And of course this isn't just inside of the Capitol, it's also outside. Let's take a look at some of that video from earlier this morning. So many people here holding up signs, chanting. One of the chants that we've overheard is, quote, "You ban books, you ban drag. Kids are still in body bags."
This is a WSMV4 breaking news alert.
Hi there. Thank you for joining us. We are coming to you live now as the Tennessee State House is about to vote on whether or not to expel 3 Democratic state representatives from their House seats.
Pursuant to Article 2, Section 12 of the Constitution of the State of Tennessee, I hereby declare Representative Justin Jones of the 57th Representative District expelled from the House of Representatives of the 113th Assembly of the State of Tennessee.
Can you summarize what this vote and the outcome of this means going forward, and that support and opposition you had?
I mean, moving forward, this is setting a precedent that any member who voices dissent or opposition can be expelled from the legislative body. This is very unprecedented in Tennessee, and this has never happened in our history.
State Capitol week 1 of the special session has wrapped up, so we wanted to know how Covenant families feel about how this was going. After all, the session was called in response to the shooting at their children's school. Our Courtney Allen sat down with 2 of them.
Covenant families have been here at the Capitol every day, reminding lawmakers of the trauma their children still have.
She did see the shooter. She did see the gun in their classroom. She knows what it feels like to be shot at.
Mary Joyce's 9-year-old daughter was on the 2nd floor of the Covenant School the day of the shooting, a day that still haunts her.
She is still there. She's physically here, but there are pieces of my child that are missing.
Joyce and fellow Covenant mom Sarah Shoup Newman testified in committees at the Capitol this week. And when we asked them how they think the special session is going,
circus, chaotic, but also victorious.
Ayes 86, no nays, 8 present, not voted.
House Bill 7007 having received the constitutional majority, I hereby declare it passed by objection to the motion for reconsideration table.
Victories for them include the House passing a bill banning the public release of children's autopsies and another bill to improve schools' alarm systems.
You know, the ayes have it. We adopted next minute, Mr. Clerk.
But there's other emotions too.
It's painful, it's disrespectful, and it's just really hurtful.
Hurtful that the House and Senate don't agree on most of the legislation filed. Joyce says she got a call from a Republican Friday.
I had a senator reach out to me this morning and apologize because he is also frustrated and wants to see something happen.
When lawmakers return next week, Joyce and Newman hope they'll reconsider some of the bills tabled that they believe would better protect children.
Remember who punted the ball to them for this special session, and it's us.
They sat in those rooms shielded by their teachers with bullets flying over them. We walked through that school the other day and saw the bullet holes. We saw where those bodies laid and where the staff laid. We went through classrooms that looked like they were frozen in time with March 27th still written on the boards. But he asked Mommy, how did they know to do the practice? Has this happened before? And I said, yes. He said, a lot, Mommy? I said, yes. Third graders saw the dead bodies of their friends, not just coffins.
That's right. If she hadn't had a gun, she probably would have had a car. She had a car. She probably would have driven over those kids when they went to recess. She would have found a way, without a doubt. And you can laugh all day long, but that's what people do. Where in countries where they've outlawed guns completely and the folks are left defenseless, knives are the #1 killer.
And despite rallies and protests, it looks like the session will wrap up without any major gun reform. The group Voices for a Safer Tennessee came to the State House today, and with them we saw Katie Dickhouse, Evelyn Dickhouse's mom, one of the Covenant victims. That group is one of many pushing for gun reform.
The House and Senate came to an agreement today to end the special session after only passing a couple of bills that did not include any major gun reform, outraging Covenant school parents and other protesters. People demanding change as lawmakers went home from a special session with little action.
I don't want any one of you to feel what this feels like. It is horrible.
Covenant school parents Melissa and Sarah worked with leaders for months and couldn't believe this happened.
I feel that we should be able to send our children to school and they should be safe.
After the session adjourned, protesters went to Speaker Cameron Sexton's office looking for answers. Inside, he held a press conference explaining why so little got to the governor's desk.
The message coming back from the Senate was, we're not passing anything else.
More children will die. We don't have until January.
Protesters in the Senate interrupted a vote to end the session. Speaker Randy McNally did not even bring up many bills passed by the House for a vote in his chamber.
Well, sometimes these things take time.
The Senate only passed 4 bills today, including $30 million to improve college campus safety and $50 million for community mental health resources.
We need to continue to work on that before a tragedy happens.
Covenant school parents and other protesters are committed to pushing to keep students safe.
Hurting so much, and it can't be stopped, and we need to make a difference.